everybody. This is an amazing time here. This is day one of FinCon 2023 here in New Orleans. And I have to say, the weather is beautiful, the vibes are cool, and we're just having an awesome time out here. And I had to bring the awesome guy up here with all the energy. What's going on?
No, I'm having a great time. And, I mean, the weather has been amazing here. And as you pointed out, the people here are amazing. I mean, coming to FinCon is just like catching up with old friends.
Yes, it's like a big family, like, hey, we haven't seen you in like last year. It's like, go on, even though we follow each other everywhere. It's amazing.
But even still, there's also that accountability piece, like, yeah, I saw you last year, it's great to catch up. What you been up to? Did you do what you said you were going to do?
So true, so true. So with that being said, what have you been up to since last year?
Yeah, absolutely. So since last year, I actually started my own podcast.
Okay,
let's go. You were a little bit of that inspiration to help me do that.
There you go.
So I started my own podcast called Renter Confidential. So it expounds on my previous book, Rental Secrets, continuing to teach renters how to negotiate better with their landlords and save some money on that rent, because you know it comes around every month.
That's true.
But also interviewing people about the challenges and obstacles they may experience when they actually go to rent a property, as well as analyzing articles that are coming out, current articles about the rental situation and what renters are facing, and kind of even a little bit about the politics around it.
Right. So I always ask this question on my show. You've actually been on the show already.
Yeah.
But what was your worst money mistake?
So one of my worst, I think I'll use this one. So I got my first job after college, and I went out and I bought a new car.
All right.
Went and spent, I think it was like,
well, what kind of car was it though?
It was a Saturn SL2, 1998. It was brand new, off the lot.
Right.
And even having gone to business school for undergrad, it really didn't hit me that once I drove that new car off the lot, its value dropped by about $5,000 because it's no longer new.
That's true, yeah.
Yes. So, but then, you bought it, you're in it, you're making the payments.
Right.
But I tell you, when that 5 years was up, there was dancing in the streets that day. That mistake has been wiped out. So now when I buy a car, I go and I buy used cars. I mean, they're not extremely old, but they're not new.
Right.
So
but
I don't take that. They're new to me.
Yeah.
Yes. But I don't take that value hit up front.
Right. So that's your lesson learned for that particular situation.
Right.
Now, what would you give to the people who are like looking to get their first car? What would be the tips that you'll let them know?
So I would say, number one, your first car doesn't have to be brand new off the lot. There really is nothing special about that new car smell.
Okay.
But if you are going to get a used car, what I do is I find the car that I want. I have it taken to a mechanic, the third-party mechanic, to look over everything, see what repairs need to be made on it, if any. So now I then take that report, I go back to the seller, and I'm like, look, there's an issue with this, there's an issue with this, there's an issue with this. Mechanic says it'll cost, $3,000 to fix it. Now we need to discuss the price.
Gotcha.
And it's really a similar process to real estate.
Okay.
Where if you want to buy a property, you have a property inspection done.
Yep.
They give you a checklist of what's wrong with the property, and then you use that list to negotiate with the seller. Perfect. So it's a similar process.
I like how you made that segue.
That's right. That's right. Those lessons keep kicking. Yeah.
Because it shows that the education can be transferable from one subject to the other.
Yes.
And that is very key to understand that just because you got the knowledge doesn't mean it's just for that one particular item, one particular subject, that you can actually branch out to others.
No, it's absolutely true. Like, people get caught into like these silos, like in a company, right? Only the sales people do sales. Only the production people do production. Well, if the production people knew what the sales people were trying to do, might help y'all out.
That's true.
So all this knowledge is transferable.
Right. So now that we're coming up for this particular segment, can you just tell the people one more time your name and what you do and where they can actually reach out to you?
No, absolutely. So my name is Justin Pogue. I'm an author and a podcast host. The name of my book is Rental Secrets. And in that book, I teach renters how landlords think so they can negotiate better when they go to rent a property. And my podcast, Renter Confidential, just builds off of that and actually interviews people who are going through rental situations, good, bad, and kind of downright ugly, as well as analyzes current articles about renting. So people can really have a feel for what that process is and how they can get through it the best way given their situation.
All right, cool. Thank you so much for being on the show. You have a good time, and see you around at FinCon.
Absolutely. Anytime,
right.
Anthony.
Cool. Take care.
Well, that concludes this episode of About That Wallet. I hope this topic was helpful. If you want to get the latest episodes, please subscribe to this podcast, wherever you're listening to it. Remember, it is your duty to know about that wallet. Take care, be safe, I'm out. Peace.